Otherwise, it's also cool. Yeah, it's just a little ungrateful.
All's well? Yeah, we have a camera right back there. The one with the green light?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Be right back.
Question for you. And blanket.
No, I got it. It's nice for us to be all together this evening and to be in our chapel space. We don't do Friday nights in here very often, but it's nice to be able to do this evening and to see all of your faces up close, which is wonderful. We will begin our services this evening on page 6. We'll read responsively. We enter this sanctuary to welcome Shabbat. Within these walls, we sit surrounded by numberless generations. Our ancestors built the synagogue as a visible sign of God's presence in their midst. Throughout our long history and our endless wanderings, it has endured, a beacon of truth, love, and justice for all humanity. Its presence guided our ancestors to lives of righteousness, holding up to them a vision of their truest selves.
Now we, in our turn, come into this sanctuary to affirm the sacredness of our lives. May we enter this place in peace. May holiness wrap around us as we cross its threshold. Weariness, doubt, the flaws within our human hearts, the harshness of the weak, let these drop away at the door. In the brightness of Shabbat, let peace settle upon us as we lift our hearts in prayer.
We turn to page 24 for Shalom Aleichem to welcome in the ministering angels of peace for this Shabbat evening on page 24.
Let's sing together. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Lorachem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitkhem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malchei HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
We turn back to pages 3 and 2 for our Shabbat blessings over the candles, and it's an honor to invite up Felice Breskin to lead us in the blessing of our candles. As you bring such light into our community, we'd love for you to kindle these lights of Shabbat.
No steps here. No steps.
Yes. Yes. That's why we're in the chapel. That's why Felice can light candles.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us.
As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher qidsanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'halidei Hashem. Shabbat.
Let's sing together. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher qiddishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של
We turn to page 14. And we'll read responsively, "Sing to Adonai a new song. Sing to Adonai all the earth. Sing to Adonai, bless God's name. Proclaim God's victory day after day. Tell of God's glory among the nations, God's wondrous deeds among all peoples. For Adonai is great and much acclaimed. God is held in awe by all divine beings. All the gods of the peoples are mere idols, but Adonai made the heavens. Glory and majesty are before God. Strength and splendor are in God's temple.
Let the heavens rejoice and the earth exult. Let the sea and all within it thunder. The fields and everything in them exult. Then shall all the trees of the forest shout for joy at the presence of Adonai, for God is coming. For God is coming to rule the earth. God will rule the world justly and its peoples in faithfulness.
We turn to page 20 as we welcome in the Shabbat bride with Lecha Dodi. And we'll be doing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. When we get to verse 9, we'll rise so that we can turn to face the entrance and greet the Shabbat bride, and then we'll turn back around for the chorus.
בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ונשמת נקרבנה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה. מהראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ונשמת נקרבנה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי. אורי אורי שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, ונשמת נקרבנה. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה.
תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך אדוני נקרא קלה, בני שבת נקבלה.
We turn to page 27. Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer on the mystery of a withered leaf, on ripened fruit so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair. Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise, as each morning and night you renew your days. Lest my day be today as the one before, lest routine set my ways. We continue with Chatzi Kaddish on page 26.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעלם לעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה. בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן.
Entrances to holiness are everywhere. The possibility of ascent is all the time. Even at unlikely times and through unlikely places, there is no place on earth without the presence. We rise for our call to worship the Baruch Hu on page 28. For Ma'ariv Aravim, thanking God for bringing on the evening, for putting the moon and the stars in their course in the sky. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech HaOlam, Asher Bidbaro Ma'ariv Aravim, Bechokma Poteach Sha'arim, Uvitvuna Mishaneh Yitim, Umachalif et Hazmanim, Umsader et HaKochavim, B'mishmerotehem Barakia Kirtzono, Borei Yom V'Laila, Golel Or Mipnei Choshech, V'Choshech Mipnei Or, Uma'avir Yom Umevi Laila, Uma'avdil Ben Yom Uvein Laila, Adonai Tzevaot Shemo, El Chai V'Kayam, Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Le'olam Va'ed, Baruch Atah Adonai, Hama'ariv Aravim. We turn to page 32 for Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Amcha ahavta.
for the Shema, the watchword of our faith, proclaiming God's oneness.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem, Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed.
You may be seated. We turn to page 36 for Ve'ahavta.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, Adonai Elohechem Emet.
We continue on page 39, reading responsively. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
כיפדה אדוני את יעקב, וכעלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
We turn to page 43 for Hashkivenu, a prayer that our ancestors traditionally recited at nighttime, a time of great uncertainty and fear for them. And though we don't have the same fears lying before us in the evening, sometimes our own uncertainties come out in the nighttime, and we too ask for God's guidance and to provide us with a Shabbat Shalom, a shelter of peace over us all. We'll read together on page 43. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up, waiting to do your will.
Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim.
We turn to page 44 for Vishamru.
Let's sing together.
We continue with the tefillah. On page 46, we begin with Adonai Sifatai. We rise as a community.
Adonai Sifatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, ve'Konei HaKol, ve'Zocher Chasdei Avot ve'Imahot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע מושיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מקלקל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומגדול מלך מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
You may be seated. We continue on page 55. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. We turn to page 56 for Ritze. We turn now to our Hoda'ah prayer, our prayer of thanksgiving. If there is something that you are grateful for from this past week that you'd like to share with our community, I invite you to share it, and we will say together, Modim Anachnu Lach, afterwards. Does anyone want to be the brave one to go first?
This week, the Wisconsin Senate passed a vote approving funding Holocaust education at the Holocaust Center.
Modim Anachnu Lach.
Come on, some good things, come on, let's share.
I'll share one. I'm very excited that the Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl.
I second that emotion.
Any other things that we are grateful for this week?
It's Shabbat.
Modim Anachnu Lach. I'm grateful for all of us here gathered this evening, especially in the chapel. It's nice and cozy and a joy to be together. Modim Anachnu Lach. We turn to page 60 for our prayer for Shalom, our prayer for peace. Shalom Rav.
Shalom
turn our thoughts from prayers for shalom, from prayers for peace, to a different kind of shalom. From the same root, the word comes shalem, a refuah shlema, a complete and full healing. We wish for dear members of our community a refuah tanefesh, a refuah taguf, a healing of body and a healing of soul. At this time, we think of these dear members: Shandal bat Frida Malka, Julie Borikoff, Carol Dubin, Steve Teplinsky, Esther Cohen, Lisa Furstad, Hachazan Sarah Rachel bat Yocheved Alexander, Avram ben Naftali, Sophia Rubenstein, Ilana Himmelfarb, Marla Chakowski, Michael Sychek, David Rotter, Natalie Cohen, Keith Mandel, Ela Batnatan Bashoshana, Mark Cook, Dr. Susie Mendelson, Michaela Helen Berg, Michal Stroud, Susan Garrison, Ron Slavin, Peter Rotter, Roger Cook, Neil Pinsky, Layla Rosen, David Kleinman, Al Rosman, Wendy Schuster, Ann Becker, Kathy Baker, Hope Marins, Janet Van Zyl, Ann Katz, Mosi Ramirez, Diane Redman, Mark Ackerman, Ruth Resnick, Ronald Barmazel, Jeff Zemmel, Carolyn Newman, Devora Leah, Yocheved Sarah Leah, Kelly Adeniak, Richard Kranzberg, Ricky Spiegel, Benjamin Mark Hirsch, Carol Rort Trainer, Wendy Pollock, Terry Heyman, Eli Bensman, Bernie Plotkin, George Grimm, Jackie Epstein, Patrick Heppy, Jerry Robert Barth, and Morgan Hughes. If there are loved ones whom you are thinking of who are in need of a prayer for healing, a refuah shlema, that you'd like to share with our community, I invite you to do so at this time.
Marco Fellini.
Just want to make sure. We turn to Misha Berach on page 253. Take a moment now for Tefillat Halev, the prayers in your heart. very nice
They're
answer.
all thinking it. I just wanted to speak it out loud.
It was lovely. It was fun. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
A force that permeates the universe, resplendent majesty, Tzur Yisrael, Rock of Israel, strong and present, El Shaddai, forgiver of misdeeds, Dayan Emet, God of truth, El Rachum V'Chanun, God merciful and gracious, the unknowable, the all-knowing, El Elyon, God on high, Avinu Shebashamayim, our parental figure in the heavens, Shekhinah, the presence that dwells close to the heart. In Parshat Terumah, God spoke to Moses, saying, Va'asuli mikdash v'shachanti b'tocham, and let them make for me a mikdash, and I will dwell within them. Where do we find that eternal presence? At once spread throughout the cosmos, perhaps deeply intertwined with our very being. It may be difficult to feel God's presence at times, something our Israelite ancestors struggled with as well. If God is everywhere, how will I know God? How will I feel God in my life? From where will God's protection come? These questions were on the lips of the Israelites as they wandered through the desert. They needed a physical reminder of their connection to God. The Mikdash, the tabernacle, became their guide point. They could focus their offerings to God, who dwells everywhere, in a location that they could understand, right in front of them. While the people needed this, the Torah commentator Rabbi Menachem Ibn Zerach noted that God sought not to enter into the sanctuary, rather into their hearts. This is why the verse reads, I will dwell within them, rather than I will dwell within it. This can help us to see that God dwells not only in our holy spaces, in our sanctuary, in our chapel, but also in all spaces and in our holiest vessels, ourselves. God promised to dwell within us. When we need refuge from life's storms, we can find it in the comfort of our community. When we can see that divine spark in every human being, we bring more light and beauty into our world. The people within this sacred space and the words and melodies of our traditions help us encounter the divine. May we find peace and comfort in being together in Jewish community. Amen.
Amen.
We begin to conclude our service this evening with Aleinu, and it's an honor to call up Rusty and Steve Moffick to open our Ark doors this evening. We turn to page 282 as we rise for Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shadet,
You may be, will continue to be standing for the prayer for the state of Israel. I made that mistake last week, but almost made it this week, but we got through it. And we will turn to page 259 for that prayer for the state of Israel. Avinu shebashamayim, tzur Yisrael v'goalo, barech et medinat Yisrael, reshit tzmichat geulatenu, hagen aleha be'evrat chasdecha, ufros aleha sukat shlomecha, ushlach orcha va'amitcha l'rasheha, sareha v'yoatzeha, v'taknem be'etza tova milfanecha, v'natata shalom ba'aretz, v'simchat olam leyoshveha, v'nomar, Amen. You may be seated. At this time, our thoughts turn to those loved ones who are no longer with us, and though their physical presence is no longer of this earth, we hold them in our hearts and in our minds, and they guide us each and every day. We think of these dear members of our community who have passed into life eternal. We commemorate the lives during the period of Shiva of Margot Raz, and those during the period of Shloshim of Bert Goodman, Thea Greenberg, Howard Meckler, Ruth Peterman, Barbara Recht, Audrey Rubin, Walter Shapiro, and Betty Weitzen, and those whose yahrzeits occur at this time: Henry L. Arnold, Sandra Bard, Phyllis Bensman, Joshua Berman, Brian Blacker, Helene Boris, Edward Bristol, Charlotte Cummings, Sylvia Durzen, Moritz Dolgan, Samuel Ellenson, Fanny Ellison, Maurice C. Epstein, Margot Flamini, Florence S. Frank, Harry Franklin, Fanny Geller, Robert Gerson, Suzanne Gilbert, Harold Glick, Louise Cohen Haber, Mimi Habish, Alvin Leon Hurst, Yehuda Himmelreich, Albert Joseph, Lawrence Joseph, Irving Kahn, Harry Kaiser, Andrea Hope Kennedy, Marcia R. Kleinerman, Stacia Lapidus, Jay Larkey, Jules Levin, Harry Levine, Arthur Malkin, Claire Mayroff, Hyman Meyer, Misha Citron Moffick, Ida Katz-Offenhartz, Carla Pearson, Robert Pollock, Walter Polsky, Sally Rossman, John Ross, Morris Sable, Melvin Scheiwitz, Lois Schrager, Alan Shaffrin, Minette Teich, Ray Volk, Shirley Wagner, Harry Weimer, Herman Williams, Florence Wolin, Muriel Yale, and Edward Zucro. If there are loved ones that you would like to share with our community or whose names should be pronounced differently than I pronounce them, I invite you to share them at this time.
Elliot Silverstone.
In addition to those names of our dear loved ones, we think of those who perished during the Holocaust, as well as those who have died due to acts of war and terrorism around our globe, especially in Israel and Gaza right now. We think of those who have died due to the viruses of racism and xenophobia, as well as those who no longer have anyone to say Kaddish for them. We turn to these sacred words of Kaddish Yatom, the Mourner's Kaddish, on page 294, and we rise as a community. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shmei rabbah, ve'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayachon uvyomachon uchaye dechol beit Yisrael, v'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehe shmei rabbah mevorach le'olam u'almei almaya, yitbarach v'yishabach v'yitfa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitale v'yitalal shmei d'kudusha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, Dushbechata v'nechemata, Damiran belma v'imru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'mromav, hu yasei shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories always be for a blessing, and together we say, Amen. You may be seated. I am going to run to get our announcements for the evening, and I will be right back.
Let's see, what should we do while the rabbi's not here? Why don't we sing on page 321? We're going to change it up, as they say. Imagine the service is at its end, and we're going to sing Adon Olam together. Paul? Adon Olam Hashem Alach, B'terem kol yitzir nivra, Le'en nasa v'chefzo kol, Azai melech shemo nikra, Ve'acharei kilot hakol, Levado himloch nora, Ve'hu haya ve'hu hove, Ve'hu yeh b'tifara, Ve'hu echad ve'ein sheni, Lehamshilo leachmira, Ve'li reshit ve'li tachlit, Ve'hamisra ve'hu eini, Ve'chai ko'ani, Ve'tzorchev li be'et tzara, Ve'hu nisi umanos li, Ve'natosi be'yom ekra, Be'yado avkiduhi, Be'et ishan ve'ahira, Ve'im ruchi keviyati, Adonai li ve'lo ira.
Beautiful. And we turn to those things that are going on in our congregation. We have a lot of them. So be sure to join us after services this evening for a lovely oneg. And tomorrow morning, Torah study will be at 9 a.m., followed by a community service at 10 a.m. and a kiddush lunch after that. And Saturday is movie night for families at 5 p.m. We'll be showing the movie Ice Age.
Yes.
After a short Havdalah service and pizza dinner.
Nice.
Yeah, it'll be good. This Sunday, February 18th, there is no Boker Tov Hebrew or religious school. And Sunday, February 25th, our very own Cantor Berman is being honored by the Coalition for Jewish Learning with the Lifetime Award. And Mandy Winky will be receiving an award for school support, and Nicole Boyko will be receiving the Teacher Impact Award. The event begins at 4:30 at the JCC, and please contact the Temple office if you'd like further information on attending. We will be there loud and proud.
That's right.
Sunday, March 17th, join us for the Purim Carnival and Raffle, which will take place from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. It should be a good time for all. And March 23rd is the Megillah reading and a fun night with comedy sports, which starts at 6 p.m. Watch your email for more details. That is sure to be an awesome evening as well.
Lots of laughs. It'll be a blast.
And we also have 2 new adult education classes starting in March. Rabbi Noah will have a class on angels and Jewish thought on March 19th. And starting on March 26th, our very own Cantors Perper and Faith Steinsnyder will have a class on the history of Jewish music. This class will take place for 4 Tuesdays in a row from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m., again starting on March 26th. Tuesday, April 23rd is Congregation Shalom's second Seder. Please save the date and plan on joining us. And finally, watch your shofar, your emails, and Facebook for all of the rest of Shalom's happenings. Thank you, and Shabbat Shalom.
Shall we finish with Kiddush?
We shall. We turn to page 5 and rise for Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת, ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. L'chaim. Paul, thank you so much for playing so beautifully this evening. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
If you'll be so kind as to put your prayer books on the shelf, that would be great. And let's go, Oneg.
Don't forget the Oneg.
Yes.
In
a couple of
Thank you
weeks.
again for the CD.
Yes.
Okay. Drive
She'll
carefully.
love that.
I think she.
It's like the best Tristan and Isolde ever.
Okay.
Listen to Astrid von Meyer when she gets to the Liebestund, you know, after what is a very long night. It's really quite beautiful. I heard sopranos do that, and they have no voice left. It's like,
Yeah, yeah. She's been listening to some great recordings in Sirius. Just some great recordings. I can't do what she does. Sit down.
yeah.
Most
can
of
do
us
that.
mere mortals can't do it.
Yeah.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. I'll see you soon.
Okay, when does choir start up again?
Maybe mid-March, I think.
Okay.
To prepare for Enid's Israel concert in June.
Oh, okay. Well, also, what do you call it? Here, on June 7th, right? Isn't the choir singing for that?
MCRC, right. Yeah. I'll get there.
All the cantors.
I'll get there.
Keep them plied with alcohol.
Drive careful.
Yes.
Thank you, Rabbi Beautiful.
Yes.